Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, I will be talking about the most important topic of the hour, that is New Year's resolutions. Now most of you viewing me right now must have already filled in your New Year's resolution list. And you also know that all of these lists in the notepad might eventually end up in the trash by the end of the year. And in this video, I will be actually sharing with you some of the tips that will help you stick to your New Year's resolution, and I'm pretty sure that by the end of the video you will at least pick up one or two of them and apply it in your life. The first and the very obvious one is to pen it down or type it down. See, we have brains that empty very quickly. So if by the end of the year you can't even remember the resolutions that you have made in the beginning of the year, it is nearly impossible for you to keep it, right? So the best way to keep it is to write it down. Tip number 2, change your environment. See, for example, if you want to lose 10 kgs or if you want to get ripped, so what you do is you just don't create a WhatsApp group of people who want to do the same thing with you. You don't do that, right? Because if you do it, you know that by the end of the year, the entire group is going to fail together because it doesn't happen that way. Look, the way to actually get somewhere is to change your environment. That is to hang out with people who have already achieved it and not with people who want to do it with you. So if you want to be a good football player, let's say, you hang out with people who are good at it, who are good players. Because if you are in a good group, you will feel inferior. You want to add to conversation, but you can't. And you get caught in this weird status game, unawares, the status game of who is the best in the group. And this happens in every profession. Consider any profession. And you know what, this status game, you need to create this status game in your mind in order for you to be biologically pushed for you to go out and doing it. So hang out with people who have been that, done that, and that will shift your mindset for the better. Now the flip side is, if you hang out with people who want to do it with you, there is a very high chance of failure. And there are exceptions, but most of the times these groups fail together. Because in the group, if one person stops doing it, the other person does the same thing, and eventually the group dissolves after a few months. Whereas with good players, they have been doing it every day. They have a track record of doing the same thing over and over again. And as you know, past behavior is the best prediction of future behavior. So by this, you will be motivated to stick to it. Coming to tip number 3, tie yourself to the goal. Humans are programmable monkeys. If given the opportunity, we can get distracted very easily. So the thing is, you basically have to leave yourself with no options. For example, if you are very addicted to a game, tell any friend of yours to come in and just change the password of your gaming account. Works, right? Tip number 4, tell the world. Use embarrassment to your advantage. Go and tell everybody about your goals, and then you know that there is reputational damage on the line. So if you don't do it, probably you will just look like an idiot by the end of the year. And believe it or not, humans are motivated by what they say in public. You definitely want to be known as someone who has integrity, right? So if you say something and if you don't do that, you're going to look like a fool in the public. Now the only risk is that if you can't fulfill that goal by the end of the year, you might have to cook up a story around it, explaining why you couldn't fulfill that goal. But yeah, it is a very wise idea for anyone who is serious about it. Most of the people don't talk about their goals. Why? Because they themselves are not serious about it. They just say it. Tip number 5, think micro. Don't set big goals. Don't think too macro. Say for example, think that, okay, I want to lose 1 kg this particular month. So over a period of 12 months, it is 12 kilos, and that is huge. You ultimately end up hitting the goal. Don't think in the beginning that I want to lose 10 to 12 kilos, and that idea itself is very scary, that okay, I need to do a lot of tasks. So if you think small and if you extended it over a period of time, you ultimately end up being more productive. So that is the aim. Tip number 6, don't aim for mastery. It's not about mastery. You might think it is all about mastery. I want to be great at music, or I want to be great at any martial art for that matter. It's not about it. It basically becomes a mastery based goal. But the thing is, people say that joy begins at the end of your comfort zone. But that's not quite true. Because I think what you're doing is you have an existing comfort zone. It is difficult to get out of it, but then you get out of it into a place of fear and uncertainty, and then you do the task and maybe get comfortable with it. So that becomes your new comfort zone. So basically, if you change your mindset from I want to master this to I want to get comfortable with this, life gets easier. So instead of saying I want to get ripped off at the gym, say that I want to get comfortable at the gym. Comfortable enough to go every day and see what happens. Alright, I hope this solves your New Year resolution problems and actually helps you stick to the goals. That's it for the video. Thank you for watching if you have watched till the end. And do like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much.